Hi, I'm Richie Spagnolo, and I'm here in North Square. This was the very first neighborhood in the city of Boston. And of course, it's in my North End. I was supposed to meet Joe Testa here. Hey, Joe.
We're on our way through Garden Court Street to North Square. There's a story I want to tell you people about. I think it'd be interesting. Hi, I'm Joe Testa. I was the one who told you about the Brinks job. I did such a good job, they asked me to come back and give you more news. I'm here at number 4 Garden Court Street in the North End, the childhood home of Rose Kennedy. Rose Kennedy was the mother of the 35th president, John Kennedy. Hey, I just noticed the sign. It's for lease. Would you like to rent it? We just saw the house where Rose Kennedy was raised. This church here is St. Stephen's Church in the North End where Rose Kennedy was baptized. And when she passed away, this is where they had her funeral. The Rose Kennedy Greenway was established in 2004 in her honor.
Hey, Joe.
I'm over here. What are you yelling about? I'm right on time. Remember that episode with St. Agrippina? It brought back a lot of memories of the horse and buggies that used to come up on these streets. They used to sell watermelons, fruit, and vegetables. You can hear the horseshoes on the cobblestones clacking, and then the wheels from the wagons coming up on you here, bang, 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 and you see the rust of the wheels on the cobblestones.
Vito, a lawyer, has an interesting story about this location.
This is the home of Paul Revere. Paul Revere was married twice. He had 16 children, 11 girls and 5 boys. On the door, there are 144 handmade spikes.
People wondered why there were so many nails in this door. Nails were hard to get and very expensive. So the more nails you had, the richer you were.
Next to the door is a hitching post. That's where Paul Revere tied his horse. The windows, stained by the sun, came all the way from England. Paul Revere was a man of many occupations. He was also a dentist. He made teeth for George Washington. Whenever you see a picture of George Washington, he's never smiling. He was afraid his teeth would fall out. This house is one of the oldest houses in the city of Boston.
Well, how much more can you say about the Paul Revere house? The tour guides will tell you it's a historical landmark. But as Spin told you in episode 1,
Paul Revere's house was privately owned. It wasn't a historic place. It was owned by an Italian bank in around 1910. That's the picture right there.
Across the street, you see a playground. Playground was once the Hotel Rex. The hotel had 2 sets of rooms. It had a 40-cent room and a 60-cent room. The 40-cent room had rats. The 60-cent room had a wash basin plus rats, but they also had a rat trap and an extra piece of cheese to catch the rats.
this is the Mariner's house. It was constructed in 1847. It is one of the oldest boarding houses for sailors in the United States. This is Sacred Heart Church. The church was consecrated in May 25th, 1890. Thousands of weddings were performed here. Many of those weddings included releasing doves. The ceremony symbolizes the bride and groom beginning their lives together.
In North Square 2019, they installed these beautiful sculptures over here. And I have a connection with this building right here, the Brinks. Remember my episode? You see that penny? That's all that's left when Tony Pino got finished with the place. A penny. I guess, Richie, we have to go on the internet to find out where the cannoli is over here. I know there's a cannoli here someplace, Richie.
It's gotta be at Mike's Pastry.
Richie, it could be modern too, you know.
Fellas, there's a lot of places around here that you could have got cannolis and pastries.
Every house had cannolis.
Everybody. Bread, cannolis, you name it, they had it. This monument here basically deals with the maritime history of Boston. And each of these spyglasses, if you look through them, there's a diagram over here which you'll see. This here one, the spyglass, if you look through it, you'll see the disaster of the Andrea Doria off of Nantucket. This monument is titled the Fantastical Historical...
One more time.
One more time. Nantucket. This monument is called the Fantastical Historical Nautical Instrument. Who came up with that? Gotta be Joe.
Don't blame me, I wasn't around back then.
This was called What We Brought With Us. These emblems were done by local school children.
Vito, What is all this here? What are these here?
Well, this is Sacred Heart Church, and below it is a bunch of people celebrating the festival of Madonna della Soccorso, which was the Fisherman's Feast. And they always came to the church to get a blessing from the priest at the church.
Remember I told you people are always hanging out the windows? Here's the proof. It's in the sculpture. The sculpture wouldn't lie.
The woman is actually a replica of his mother, Tom Damangella, and she used to look out the window, just sit there all day long looking out the window when she wasn't doing anything.
Joe, what's this?
I don't know. Vito, you're the historian here.
Well,
What is this?
believe it or not, this is not square. And if you look down below, there's a list of like 14 different things. And you look up top, there's numbers. And it tells you the different things that were in the thing. Like, for instance, number 5 is where the USS Constitution was docked. Number 6 is where Faneuil Hall is, right there, if you can see it. The Moses Page Hitchbond House, the Paul Revere House. Number 14 was the New Brick Church, which is today Umberto's Pizza.
Umberto's, we're gonna do a food show there.
All these sculptures in North Square were done by A&J Art and Design.
I'm Richie Spagnolo.
And I'm Joe Testa.
And we'll see you next time on My North End.